Hey, great Wednesday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville, Texas. Well, it's wet, nice and wet, and gloomy too.
100% gloom. Really?
Well, it looks like kind of like a very gloomy side.
Well, I haven't been outside. I've been in bed, and you called me like, "Wow, you're actually awake." Oh, hi everybody! I haven't seen you on like years. It seems like. When's the last time I was on?
1980.
Like the last century? Okay, last decade. Yeah. Well, how have you been? It's been a long time since I've talked to you. Not
Good.
really.
I've been amazing. I,
Why are you
I'm,
wearing purple today? It's not even Lent.
I'm
What's
eating these
that?
things.
What
Uh,
is that? Chinese, Vietnamese? What is that? Japanese?
Chinese, some type of swirls or something. I honestly don't know what's going on.
What is it? What the flavor?
It's kind of a weird flavor. It's like want to be a little bit on the sweet but picosio side. It's kind of a weird deal.
That's weird. Where'd you get it? In Mexico
It's
or
just
in one of the chinito stores? Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word. Am I that legal? That allowed?
no, that's uncouth
Oh, I didn't know.
and racist. Um, uh,
Hey! I am not racist, no matter what some of your friends say.
I went to a church up in Mexico City,
Hmm.
and I went to a church in Mexico
Why
City.
are you laughing? Like what? Somebody
That
said you're a naughty picture or what?
no, someone said, "Sigues odiando a todos o ya andas mejor."
Mm,
I
I don't know what that means.
went to a church in Mexico City.
Uh huh.
Across the street, there was this Chinese market, and we're like, "Oh!"
Really?
I decided to go in there, and I bought myself a couple of some of those snacks.
You weren't afraid with package with COVID inside with your own personal brand of COVID?
Yeah, I had I skipped the bat wings,
Oh, that's wonderful.
the bat wing chips. Oh, let me tell you, it's
Hi Daisy. Don't say hi to me. I guess
yeah,
I don't matter.
it was an interesting night last night.
And we're not talking about the thunderstorm.
No, we're not talking about thunderstorm. We're talking about the election that happened. It was interesting, I think, in many aspects. And now, I didn't think I actually thought Manny Trevino was going to win this race. Eric, I just don't think he did enough. I think he just had the wind taken out of his sails and just just put up posters and stuff just to do it. But Manny ran an amazing race. There's one contrast that I want to make though, and I think Roman, you'll agree on this one uh, for once. But and Eddie Garcia, I was very surprised. That he came out on top right at the start. I figured that if Tony Aguirre was ahead in the early vote count, I think he was going to take it, and I just didn't think it was going to be that close. And Eddie Garcia, let me tell you, as soon as the numbers came out and he was 100 and some votes ahead of Izaguirre, I said it's over. Eddie Garcia is the next Texas collector.
Hey!
I
There's
know,
still a Republican out there.
and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But what was kind of trippy was you had the Democrat political machine, Roman, out
Hmm.
there supporting Manny Trevino. So they would probably go like, "Hey, we our guy went in there. It's because of us." But then the same corrupt political machine was out there supporting Tony Seguirre and
Hmm. Hmm.
slapped his face. So what you think?
Hmm. Well, that's an interesting case because so who's going to take the victory? Is it going to be the people that were supporting Izaguirre who lost, or I don't know what if they're going to take credit for it. But I was asked by a number of people in the last 48 hours, like, Roman, have you voted? And I said, voted for what? And they're like, well, you need to vote. And I'm like, for what? And like, for the Democrat runoff, you're not going to vote. And I'm like, guys, I'm a Republican. Erasmo, you're a Republican. You voted in Republican primary. You can't vote in a Democrat primary. There's so many people. I'm like, I felt like, are you all like, don't understand that or what? Anyway, but I was asked what I thought about the results last night. And I said, look, and I told this to some Democrats because I went to their forum to watch the two sheriff's candidates run against, debate each other. And I went there specifically because I wanted to see what they were going to say, so that maybe we could use that against them in November. I mean, but I also want to hear out what they have to say. And I had no problem telling them I think Eric is going to lose, and I thought that Eddie was going to lose last night. I thought it was going to be close, but I thought he was going to lose. And my rationale was this: in the sheriff's race, the Democrat side, you had Manny Trevino have all of the other people that were running that ran against Eric, and they ganged up and they said, "We're going to go against Eric." But you didn't have that in the Eddie race. In the Texas, you did not, because Skippy supported Izaguirre.
Yeah.
So even though they were both under 50%, and usually when an incumbent is up there like 47, 46%, you have problems if you're an incumbent. In this situation, I thought it was gonna, it wasn't gonna matter. I thought that Eddie was going to lose, but it was gonna be close. But he ultimately pulled it out. I guess the electorate is finally waking up to the fact that all these people that have been there forever and ever and ever and ever need to like go away. They time for a change. But why that doesn't happen in precinct 1, no clue. On the Democrat side. And to be honest, to be fair, the guy that's running as a Republican against Sophie Benavides has no shot. And the reason is because of the way it was redistricted. And I'm not going to use the word gerrymander, because then people get all upset when you use the word gerrymander, even though it was gerrymander.
Who did you say?
Huh?
I guess who did you say?
Precinct 1, Soviet Benavides, who's been there forever.
No.
Yeah. So I just don't think that's going to happen. So what's going to happen in November? We can talk about that in a little while.
Let me tell you, and congratulations to Eddie Garcia. I mean,
Congratulations.
Great job. I mean, I went out there to say congratulations. A couple of things I'll take. There wasn't as many people as I thought there was going to be out there
at the party, or holding signs
at the party. There wasn't as many people as I thought that there were going to be there. Which is good, though. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I say that in a good way. It was a good thing because you really don't want all those people out there, Like, all of a sudden, everyone wants to come and say, hey, well, I was out there for you. It's that kiss ass moment. I went
the
out
quiet support people, you and I both know exactly the type of person and who exactly we're talking about. Yeah. But it's just between us, not between you all, because then we get in trouble.
Yeah. But the other folk out there, supposedly everyone and their mother was out there at Manny's. And that's I think that the race that a lot of the individuals, especially like the St. Joe Mafia and stuff, were more interested in, because that has more to deal with them than anybody else. In regards to a lot of the shenanigans that transpire was something that was admitted at that forum that you went to. That the cartels are here. They are here present.
That was an interesting moment in the forum. The question that was asked, don't know who asked the question, but it elicited some interesting.
I'm gonna say it was you.
I was just there. I was an innocent bystander, just watching it. That's all I was.
Give us a rundown on it.
The question. Oh well, the question was why. Oh, wait, you weren't you're gonna leave.
Yeah, go.
Chihuahuas. Anyway, all right. Hey, no. So it was, the question was, why Eric didn't support a letter to the governor like the other Democrat sheriffs along the valley did, and Eric's answer was like, well, I couldn't sign the letter because I had a problem with the district attorney couldn't sign it. The district attorney wasn't going to prosecute or whatever, and judge hadn't declared some sort of an invasion or whatever, and so I couldn't sign it. I thought that was a cop-out answer or whatever. And then Manny Trevino was like, experience. We have experience, and experience. That was pretty much his answer. For pretty much everything was experience, and I guess that's a good answer. But we want a little bit more. Even last night in the interview with Channel 4 and 23, and I think even with Channel 5, they're like, experience, experience matters. And it does matter. It just can't be your only answer. It just can't. Anyway, where are you at, Erasmo? Hurry up.
Here, I'm sorry.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're there, you're listening. But yeah, but the cartel answer, because of that question, they started talking because the question also included, don't you think that border security matters? And so then they started talking about, well, the cartel is already here. That was what Eric said. And then Manny was like, yeah, it's been here for forever and ever. And I'm like, wow. I was shocked by that answer, in part because I seem to recall having a lot of problems when Carlos Cascos, I believe it was Carlos Cascos, he talked about spillover violence. We're like, no, the Democrats are, no, we don't have that. Don't talk about those things. No spillover violence. We don't have that. It's going to hurt the economy. It's going to hurt our border trade. We can't talk about that. But all of a sudden now it's okay. It's Tootsie okay. I don't know.
What's trippy is that
I'm sorry, I yelled in their mic.
we've always known about this. We've always known that they fudge up the numbers. Cartels are here. A lot of the crimes that have been committed, like out there in Cameron Park, you can go to the shootings, the cartel style killings, is because they're here. And every time we mention that, it's like all the politicals go like, "Oh no, they're just talking out of their ass."
Republicans! You're mean Republicans. You're trying to scare everybody, and you're a MAGA Republican. You can't say those things, but apparently it's not. Those two sheriff's candidates were totally okay to do that. It was totally okay to bring up the fact that you had cartel, which is congratulations, I guess.
Yeah,
congratulations on admitting the truth.
Hey, I got him to win. People want someone with.
Hey, what's up?
Let me tell you something. It was a great run, and a great victory, and a great win. It was just so very, very impressive. The coordination behind that race, it was amazing. The only thing I will say is, and again, I'm not trying to give anyone a political advice, but
what you?
Yeah, a lot of those people that are out there circling around, they're there because of that. I was here for you. I was here for you. And a lot less of, because I saw the outcome of individuals, but it was a great win, great victory, and it very much needed. Change is good. I think the difference between the most impeccable difference between the Eddie and the Manny race is that Eddie took down someone that was there for like 30 years. And and Manny took down someone that was for one term. What I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter. People just wanted something different. They want to change.
On that one, that's interesting. I mean, I no disrespect to Chief Trevino. I mean, again, the experience is interesting. It's an interesting, but since you're here, maybe you can ask. This is a serious question. I'm just curious. You had Mr. Trevino, Chief Trevino from Primera, being interviewed last week. I think it was last week, right after the forum, by Channel 5. It appeared to me as the viewer that he was being interviewed in the office of the chief of police of Primera. That's what it looked like to me. And so I'm curious, since you're here, maybe you can ask your dad. I'm assuming that's your dad. Why is he using the government office of the city of Primera, or the town of Primera? I'm assuming it's the city of Primera, which is his office, to do campaign work when he's being interviewed by Channel 5. I don't think that's proper. That's just me. It doesn't look right. Don't use your government resources of another city in your campaign to be able to do that. Now, maybe you can ask him, don't do it again. I don't know. Maybe somebody can, look into that. I just don't think that's proper. Now, if I'm wrong, that he wasn't being interviewed at the city of Primera, will make it very clear, Channel 5, that is not where he's being interviewed, but that's what it looked like to me. But it matters, Erasmo. It matters. Because would you be okay with John Cowan, who may run for something completely different for, like, let's say Congress, and he's doing all of his interviews about his campaign for Congress in the office of the city of Brownsville? Would you be okay with that?
I don't care. Personally, I don't care. It's
okay.
I think so this week's question, I
You
don't care.
don't care because you want to be politically relevant. You see, I don't really care.
I don't care about being politically relevant.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
No,
Yes, that's you totally you.
I care
Just
about.
be asking me. I'm the one asking the tough questions. You're
I
like,
care.
I don't care.
I care about marrying people.
I know because you want to make money. That's what you care about, making money.
Exactamente. I don't care about. Look, at the end of the day, someone asked me last night. They said, "Well, guys, if, I've said this before. If people want to continue to eat crab and eat crabs, go for it."
Oh. By the way, Victor, Carlos is a Republican, and thank you for coming, Carlos. But it'd be a surprise to some of the Republicans the way they treat him.
Oh
They
yeah,
don't. They don't. I don't think many of them even classify him as a Republican, even though he most definitely is.
so the poor pathetic Republican machine that exists here is just pathetic. I think part of the issue with the tax race was related to property taxes. Many folks looked at the and blamed the tax for it, albeit we know it hasn't at fault the title tax collector. Yeah. Plus, you
Oh,
had the
that's
candidate stating he was going to reduce taxes and appraisals. That's not going to happen.
well. You know what, and that is an interesting point. Rami is the Republican candidate. He is talking about that, but he did work for the appraisal district. I will tell you this. I said I would talk about this in a little bit, but since we have Carlos here, I'm curious what he thinks. I think the fact that Eddie won and Manny won means that the two Republican candidates that are running have a much more difficult chance of winning because Democrats will rally around the two new guys and say, hey, we're okay. Had Eric won and Aguirre won, then I would say the Republicans have a shot of winning because even the disgruntled Democrats that were supporting Eddie and the ones that were supporting Manny would be like, we
Yeah.
we want those guys out, and we can handle you all in 4 years. We'll support you for now temporarily. So I think the Republicans have a hard time being able to win. But you know what? It ain't my job. It ain't going to be my job to make sure these guys get elected. It's not because of the fact that I'll be a lowly little precinct chair. That's all I will be. And I will help my candidates however I can, but it's not gonna be my administration. It'll be the administration of the new girl who did not have a good night last night
No,
because her bestie lost.
I'm gonna say that I agree with um, Carlos Cascos. I don't see any of the R's winning in November.
Oh, I didn't even see he commented that. I apologize. Yeah. Well, county-wide races, yeah. I at this point I don't. I mean, I know that they're going to be throwing some money behind in the sheriff's race because I think that was an opportunity. But is Mr. Izaguirre going to come out and support Rami over Eddie?
No,
I don't think so. I don't see that happening. Now, I am curious what's going to happen with if you were to read, um, excuse me, if you could read some of the comments on El Run Run, they were claiming that, if I remember mistaken, they were talking about the Linebarger Purdue situation, right? And Linebarger right now has the delinquency taxes or whatever for the county, and Purdue doesn't, and Purdue really wants to have that. I don't blame them. And so now people think, well, if Eddie wins, that means he's going to bring in Purdue. Not necessarily, but that's what people believe. If Tony is out, do you think Linebarger comes in and starts supporting Rami in the hopes that they can win, or
no.
are they going to try to say, you know what, I'm just going to stay out of it, or whatever?
Um, uh, they're going to go out there and sign a big old check to uh, election campaign for Eddie Garcia. They're going to have
I
to.
don't,
They're going
I
to
don't
have
know.
absolutely no choice whatsoever. But don't you think?
Oh, I don't know. I'm assuming. I would assume that's what usually happens, right? When you have like pay off the debt, and then all these people just start giving you money. Hey, we were always with you, even though they gave money to the other guy. Hey, we had to give money to the incumbent. That's what we do, and then they go out and give money to the new person.
100%.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. And again, more power to them. I mean, they're going to do their best. I still think that Purdue's got one leg ahead of them. Linebarger is I think is toast in this his community. Donald Trump has his convention held in the White House. Are you cool with that?
I don't think he had his convention. I thought he had his acceptance speech, and no, I wasn't. I wasn't okay with it. In spite of even though it was COVID time, I didn't like it.
I liked it.
You like COVID?
It's good for me.
Okay.
Can I serve as well as Secretary of State under Greg Abbott to be handpicked by the governor to serve to be noticed down here should say a lot. Should it?
Yes.
Well, now the R's can't say time for change.
Yeah, he's right, and that's kind of why it's very difficult for these for them to be able to win now. If Republicans are able to unite, and I'm happy to unite behind Republicans, because I am a Republican.
They don't care.
But it's not going to be enough because you have to, and that's the problem with the current people that are coming in. It was really funny seeing certain Republicans out there supporting Izaguirre in the runoff against Eddie. I was kind of like, okay, I thought we were all Republicans. I'm friends with Eddie. I'm friends with Mr. Izaguirre, and I say Mr. because he's like been there forever and a day. But I wasn't supporting them because I'm a Republican. But I did see some pictures of some people that were like holding signs of reelect, runoff, Tony Izaguirre, and I'm like, I thought you were Republicans.
It's crazy. Let me tell you, I need to shut off pretty soon because I got a wedding. But let me say that's why I'm dressed up.
Wedding?
Yeah, priorities. But let me say this, guys. I had some blowbacks from people like, "Oh, that's why you're taking pictures with Eddie. He won. The race is over. He's going to be the next tax assessor collector. And I know that there's another race in November. He's still going to be the next tax assessor collector. He won. It was a strong race. So I went out, said, "Hey, congratulations!" Said hi to the people there. Congratulated his family, and I said, "Congratulations, great win." It was a
Mm-hmm.
win. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
don't care. I don't care. You're talking about someone that brought down a powerhouse. It was a great win, and I don't think there's anyone that's been more critical about Eddie than me, or when it needed to be critical about anyone out there. But again, it was a great victory, amazing victory. Not easy to do, and you have to be into the game to understand to appreciate how amazing it was. No,
And I agree with you about the local party, Carlos. I mean, just look last night. I mean, we had and I was asked this question: did you go away, or did my internet go crappy, or did your crap internet go away? Because you was going. Oh, there it is. There you are. Um, I was asked, hey, there was a precinct chair race for precinct 15. How much did it cost, and who had to pay for it? And Carlos, you're former Secretary of State. Maybe you can speak to this, but the taxpayers had to foot the bill for that election, even though it was a primary, because they get money from the Secretary of State's office in order to run primaries, if I'm not mistaken. And Carlos can clarify for that if I'm wrong. But my understanding is the taxpayers had to pay $40,000, más o menos, for the what's the word, for that precinct chair race for precinct 15 that could have been decided by like high card or a game of loteria or something to break the tie. Instead, certain individuals wanted and demanded an election that apparently is going to cost the taxpayers $40,000 for 40 people to vote. And I'm all for voting. You should all vote. But when you have a tie for a precinct chair race, you can break it by simply like, hey, we're going to have a deck of cards. Whoever the highest card wins, and the tie is broken. But certain people didn't want that to happen. So congratulations on those of you who made money.
I'm going to
You
go.
know,
I'm going to go make money right now and marry somebody.
what? No. Okay, fine.
Guys,
You see, this is why I can't do the show because I don't get your full attention, Erasmo.
you got my full one.
I'm sure.
Guys, thanks for coming on. Great victory to all that won last night, all that had helped individuals in the electoral process. Congratulations, great job, great
Mhm.
race. It was interesting. It was interesting all the way to the top. Manny's race was interesting. Eddie's race was interesting. Um, Jonathan Gracia's race wasn't very interesting. I mean, I think we all knew he's going to be the next state representative.
Well, that's about Janie. I will say that last night I think Janie just might have lost her reelection campaign,
No doubt.
because Jonathan is a former local candidate, and I think the Janie campaign, whoever they are, were very interested in running against Ruben Cortez, and we're going to probably be able to beat him with the negative advertising they were going to be able to do. And now with Jonathan, it's going to be a lot more difficult.
And Jonathan's got uh, el dinero que nunca se acaba. He's got money to put as many TV commercials as anybody out there. It's
I
gonna
mean, my understanding they're going to put at least $1 million into Janie's campaign if Republicans are in order. So I don't know if Jonathan has that,
John,
but I as and somebody said you only talk about the party. Like I am a Republican, I am a party officer, and so I do feel that as a Republican, I should support Republicans.
I think
especially Republicans that want my help. If they don't want my help, pues, you know, te puedo ayudar. You don't
Jonathan
ask.
has 10 times is going to have 10 times as much available to him than Janie will. It's going to be interesting. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to Miguel Blas.